Welcome to another episode of CrafterCast, where we focus each episode on a specific and detailed topic related to modern content management. Today, we're going to talk about deployment options for your CMS, ranging from public SaaS to private SaaS to self-hosted and self-managed. My name is Mike Fertel. With me today, here's Russ Danner. And Russ, I think we can get started here by getting public SaaS out of the way, right? Everyone knows what that is. It's a shared tenant model, a shared service among all of the users of the service. You get the SLAs, what the vendor guarantees in their SLAs for you, and you hope for the best for the rest, right? In terms of performance, security, you're going to get what everyone else gets. And in terms of custom functionality, forget it, right? You're not going to differentiate yourself by using a public SaaS offering. So what's really interesting to talk about is the private SaaS model and the on-prem self-hosted, self-managed model for our types of enterprise customers, which tend to be the larger enterprises or fast-growing startups and other mid-sized organizations where content is strategic. The private SaaS model, and still today, some segment of those, the self-hosted and self-managed is important. So Russ, let's drill into the private SaaS model to get started here.
Yeah, it's a great question. What is private SaaS and why is it important? So like you mentioned, a lot of our customers are looking for something that they can't get from that public SaaS option. And I think it starts with that shared tenant. That's a real problem, right? For a lot of customers that we deal with, large hotels, large e-commerce businesses and so on, they care about their data. Sometimes they're content sensitive. They just don't want to be on a multi-tenant, shared tenant infrastructure. The security is really important to them. Some of our customers are banks, for example. So they want to be on their own infrastructure, and a private SaaS, that's the table stakes. That's where we start. From there, you see custom or specific types of security requirements, and we're able to meet those. We're able to integrate easily with things like single sign-on, both on authoring and delivery. You also have much more control over your performance. In a private SaaS environment, we can size that infrastructure to meet that need no matter what. And it's not a matter of one tenant took away from another, right? And again, right. Going back to the issues with shared tenancy. Yep. Another thing is reliability, right? And that goes to where are you deployed, and are you able to handle things like disasters? Are you in multiple regions and things like that? And I think that the private SaaS gives us the ability to offer solutions for customers that fit their specific needs.
And we talk about private SaaS, and from the content author's perspective, that's what it is, right? They get a login and they go to town, managing content, publishing content, so forth. But from a developer's perspective, having a private, fully managed offering it's really a PaaS, right? Because they have a development platform on top of which they can build applications and server-side back-end logic.
Yeah, and I mean, go listen to our our episode on Headless Plus CMS, right? So if you just have a simple, I create a content type, I get my content as JSON. I have no control over the back end. I can't integrate anything. I can't do server side. Then we were talking about a really limited offering, which is what a lot of these SaaS vendors are providing as a public SaaS. If you're a Headless Plus CMS, you're going to provide a lot more support to the developer, and they need a lot more access. And that's where you see a private SaaS being much more of a PaaS with more access, more to things like debugging and logs and the back end itself and so on.
Right. Yep. And our private SaaS / PaaS CMS offering, Crafter Cloud, we're totally transparent about the underlying infrastructure, right? We run on AWS. We tailor that AWS infrastructure to exactly what you need, both on the content authoring side as well as on the content delivery side. And we even take it to the point where we allow the customer, if they want, to buy the AWS services directly from AWS, right?
Yeah, and this is another thing that I see all the time with customers. They really appreciate the way that we build their infrastructure. We build it with best practices, based on Docker and Kubernetes and so on. And the fact that they're in their own tenant, in their own account, means that for whatever reason, if they ever decide they want to manage it or they want somebody else to manage it, we can just turn over that AWS account to them, right? So it's very simple. It's not a question of, well, do I have to struggle to get my data out of this platform? How am I going to get things back from this vendor? Am I locked in? For us, it's really simple. Here's the account. It's yours now. Give it to somebody else. Manage it yourself. Do whatever you like with it. And by the way, it's set up the way that it should be, right? The way that Crafter was designed to be set up. And so, everybody sees that as an awesome benefit, because we're not trying to lock you in just by having control, by having the keys for a brief moment in time.
Right. So let's talk about the other major option for deployment for your CMS, and that is self-hosted and self-managed. Everyone's moving to the cloud. Well, not everybody, right? So let's talk about some of the customers and use cases where self-hosted, self-managed is still an important option for the content management system.
A lot of FinServ customers are, they're looking at the cloud real hard. Maybe they're moving some applications to the cloud, but most systems are still on-prem, right? And again, this just depends on what organization you are, where you are in your maturity model, how much you've vetted things and so on. But we still see a lot of large enterprises that have, major major investments in data centers, and either manage their infrastructure on in their data center or in their own public cloud accounts.
Right.
But it's their infrastructure managed by their people. For us, that would also be considered on-prem.
Yeah, exactly. When we say on-prem, that can be on your own data center infrastructure or on public clouds, or a hybrid model, right, of different public clouds.
Yeah, just not managed by another vendor, basically.
Yep. Great. Well, I think that covers kind of the main deployment options for your content management system: public SaaS, private SaaS / PaaS, and self-hosted and self-managed. So thanks, Russ, for elaborating on that. For the audience, thanks for watching and listening in. If you like what you hear, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, leave any comments below for what you think, and any suggestions for topics for future episodes. In the meantime, have a great day.